We have seen, people might be laughing and mocking because they don't care. They find this funny. They find this political theater amusing. You know? Somebody, because they sound like they have Tourette's or in a manic episode, continues to banter while public speakers are trying to make their point to throw them off. But it will not deter the many of us who come up here to stand up for our rights. The right to live, the right to earn, the right to happiness, the right to raise a family, and the right to love in this country. It is disgusting for those who come up and try to other us, or try to say all children, but continue to preach about the parental rights bill and push those children into the margins. This is BS. Board members, this is BS. This morning, I received a message from a teacher in the district that the end of course final reporting category covers 1860 to 1910, and they eliminated 1860 to 1876 from being part of the core text because it covers the Civil War and Reconstruction. So the first chapters of content have been reduced to 22 pages, and it was 2 chapters of materials. You know, I have concerns when all of a sudden a dictate has been given by the State Board of Education that you need to teach Black history and slavery, that slaves actually got a personal benefit out of that. I think that's offensive. And I don't know whether Board Resolution 98 is actually compliant then with State Board of Education or new state law, which I oppose. I do not support the laws or the rule that was passed in this state that have now censored and whitewashed Black history. You know, even going back to the LGBT issue around AP psychology course, can't even now teach whether can you or can't you teach gender identity or sexual orientation. Even the Commissioner on Education is not clear in his message, and many school districts are now not offering the course out of confusion because a teacher could possibly lose their certification. The circus is from Tallahassee, which is confusing as to what can be taught and what can't be taught to prepare people in this world. You know, here in Broward County, I have the privilege to serve on a county commission's Human Rights Board. One of the most important things we have is to enforce the Fair Housing Act. The Fair Housing Act was a major, monumental success of blacks organizing to get protections in housing because of redlining and other things. I heard a pastor here today talk about he didn't want people like me living next door because he didn't approve of our lifestyle. Well, you know what? The Fair Housing Act protects people.
Please give him back 10 seconds.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Fair Housing Act protects everyone based on your religion, your gender, and gender including sexual orientation and gender identity, color. It is preposterous for people to come up here and say that they support LGBTQ people, or they support Black individuals, or other minority groups, but then continue to push efforts to marginalize them. You know, the other issue with Resolution 98, it talks about that it conforms with Florida law. I don't think it does. And I would recommend that the 2 resolutions, 98 and 57, be pulled and tabled for another meeting and brought back to make sure that it's actually representative of what the Black community here believes. We've had lynchings here in Broward. That's not mentioned in here. You know, it's completely ignored. You know, I appreciate the way you began this item, and I ask the board members to continue that and to continue to be intentionally inclusive, which means you name populations and you don't ignore them. I want to thank for my time that was given and thank the board for their time.